So far, America has spent 2 months, 8 days, and tens of billions of dollars on the war in Iran. But the administration still can't quite figure out what is going on. They don't know how to get the message out. They don't know where we are, why we're there. It's when it's going to be over. It's just crazy. So they tried some different approaches yesterday. Take a look.
They're insane in the brain. We're done with that stage of it. Okay, we're now on to this project of freedom. The operation Epic Fury is concluded. We achieved the objectives of that operation. They are facing real catastrophic destruction to their economy, generational destruction to their economy, generational destruction to the wealth of their country, imposed on themselves by the actions that they're taking. They should check themselves before they wreck themselves in the direction that they're going.
People protesting and have 5 or 6 sick people with guns, and when they start shooting them right between the eyes, and you see a guy fall and another one fall, and you have no guns, very few people would be able to stand there. We just broke every record, and now we're going to take a hit. We blew up their nuclear potential. It was obliterated. We would have had an Iran with a nuclear weapon, and maybe we wouldn't all be here right now. I can tell you the Middle East would have been gone, Israel would have been gone. These are sick people, and we're not going to let lunatics have a nuclear weapon.
Okay.
Those poor children.
You see those kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to tell Marco Rubio that there is generational destruction going on here as well.
Yeah.
I mean, people,
Yes.
people who finally got themselves up above water are now sinking down because of that.
Yeah.
And the other day they said, well, this is this is on this is yours. This isn't, you can't keep throwing Biden out there. This is yours. You've been in. But why has no one in the administration been able to figure out what to say? Because I feel like every time they open their mouth, it's a lie.
And they disagree with each other.
And they don't even know what the other one is saying.
That's right.
It's like they're in it's like they're in a giant ballroom. In all kinds of different spaces. What is going on?
It's like the Three Stooges of the apocalypse.
Yeah, it is.
I want that T-shirt. I want that T-shirt.
Well, it's hard to message clearly if you don't have a clear agenda. And I think what's happening, which we've all presumed, is behind closed doors, they don't have a set plan on why they're there.
Right.
So the messaging is kind of operate as you must, wherever you're going. But I also feel that this war is hitting our wallets in multiple ways. They're using taxpayer money to fund the war. And then we're paying more money for everything we buy. And it feels like we're getting hit twice for one
Don't
war
forget the
that no
money
one...
that's for your tariffs. Where's our tariff money?
It's all across the board. But I did love the references to the 90s in all of Marco Rubio's remarks, because he is now, in addition to his other 10 roles in the administration, he now does weekend wedding DJing, and he fills in as a press secretary. So here we go. That is Marco
Secretary
Rubio.
of State.
Secretary of State.
National Security Advisor as well.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a micro drama here, but that I'm very zeroed in on. I get exhausted by the news cycle. I get exhausted, honestly, by just the Trump of everything. So I'm kind of forward looking to 2028 anytime that I can. And Republicans are really, really zeroed in on what will likely be the Republican battle, J.D. Vance versus Marco Rubio. And while Marco Rubio did not convince me there's a strategy on the war, I am reminded when he speaks what it sounds like to have somebody who has more than like 100-word vocabulary, somebody who's not talking about Hannibal Lecter and then weaving over here to like
but he's
Lord knows
Cypress
what.
Hill.
I'm here for it.
Insane in the membrane.
I'm here for it, to be honest. I think that every time
cool.
Marco
Check
Rubio speaks, J.D. Vance is kind of in the fetal position because that is a much more formidable Republican candidate. So I'm curious to see where those stakes
I'm not really
play out.
interested in a candidate that's quoting to me 90s hip hop. But in any event, in terms of this war of choice that the Trump administration planned, this, in my opinion, illegal and unconstitutional war, the issue is, what is the result of the war? And the result is nothing. We are out tens of billions of dollars. There is no regime change because they killed the Ayatollah, and guess who's in charge? His son. His son is in charge.
And the sanctions were lifted.
And the sanctions were lifted, and they're saying things like, well, the strait is now open Dude, it was open before you went in, and Iran closed it, which was a completely predictable result. And why aren't our allies helping us? Because you didn't go to our allies. You didn't include them. You didn't plan with them.
You didn't
the
make
case.
the plans.
You didn't make the case.
But he's now pulling troops out of those countries
Exactly.
as a punishment.
So all across the board, it's a fail. It's a failed war of choice, and it is squarely on the shoulders of the Republican Party.
And by the way, on this sort of 2028 stakes, I'm going to be watching for, like, after the midterms, if it goes the way we expect, which is that Democrats are going to do extremely well, does someone like Marco Rubio stick around, or does he step aside from this role? Because it's a lot harder to run in 2028 when you have to defend the direction a lot of things are going right now.
And can I say one final thing?
Sure.
Reuters has reported on Monday that U.S. intelligence assessments indicate that the time Iran would need to build a nuclear weapon has not changed since last summer, and that Tehran's nuclear program remains broadly unchanged even after 2 months of war. And guess what? They're probably now more motivated to have nuclear weapons. Well done, President Trump. Well done.
Well, you know, the bottom line is the people who are getting hit are us. We're getting hit. We're getting hit. You know, the people have the easiest time saying, yeah, we'll go to the taxpayers and get them to build the ballroom. We'll go to the taxpayers and get them to do this. They'll pay for this. And you know what? I'm sorry. You know, I need y'all to just stay over there so we can get on with our lives, so we can take care of our families, because the bottom line is we will do whatever we have to do to take care of our own. That's what's going to happen. And, you know, you can continue to spiral out of control. We're not going to spiral. The United States of America is not going to spiral with you. The people are saying, you know what? Farmers are saying, we don't like what's going on. People who said, I voted for him and I don't like what's going on. This is a sign, and if you can't see the writing on the wall, that's the problem.
But I have to say, to your point, I'm really worried about the November elections, even though it looks like the Democrats are going to pull it off.
Democrats are up by 10 points.
I know that, but I don't trust them to not cheat. I don't. The Republicans.
Oh, the Republicans. Yeah.
I don't trust the
In
Republicans.
terms of gerrymandering?
Well, thank
They're
God.
trying it with gerrymandering, and then they'll fool around with everything else. I don't trust that
But
Elon
thank
Musk.
God that it's still in the hands of the states, and you'll know where it's happening.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
people
hope
can
so.
get yes, because he
States are
can't
blessed.
take it out of the hands of the states. It's in the hand. Your voting is in the hands of the states. So I believe in the states. I believe the states who are not afraid are going to let elections happen the way they're supposed
They
to.
administer
What
them
about the
states.
ones
You
that
know?
don't, like Florida?
And I think the people will gather themselves up as they have been doing and going out and voting for the right direction for their issue, for their city, for their town. I believe in the people. I got faith in us.